Hi everybody, Andy Lightbody, Rocky Mountain Television, and welcome to this edition of Gear Talk. Well, as you can see a little bit around me, we are in the most deserty area of Arizona, outside of Phoenix, that you can ever imagine. And we've been down here hunting for a few days for dove. We've been doing some pretty good, but we also have some concerns, and we're going to talk about a product that's being introduced by the Rocky brand company, Rocky snake boots. Now, they look big and bulky, but actually they're not. But before we get into all the attributes about the boot itself, I want to introduce a new special friend to everybody, and it's Rick Birchfield. He is a reptile expert. He's got 40 plus years of experience playing with the critters that live out here. Sometimes he wins, sometimes the critters win. Rick, tell us a little bit about it out here. There are snakes, are there not?
There are snakes here year round. They don't hibernate like the rest of the country because it doesn't get cold enough here. So any of the hunting season, you're out and about in the desert, you should watch for snakes and be aware that they're around. Some protection like boots is not a bad idea.
What we're looking at right now is the middle of the day. This is the heat of the day. I'm not going to find them out slithering around. They got better sense than that, don't they?
No, sir. They don't come out in the heat of the day. They hunt early in the morning and late in the evening after dark.
With what we've got here, we've got several different species that people need to be aware of, don't they?
Mostly we have a diamondback and a Mojave.
Is one worse than the other, or is either one of them going to ruin your whole day if you tangle with them?
They're both going to ruin your day. The Mojave is a little more aggressive and slightly more dangerous for poison.
You've played with them all your life, or a great deal of your life. You've actually even been bitten by one.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what happened. I guess he got you on the hand?
I was showing a bunch of people around about animals and snakes and so on, and caught a small diamondback right out of hibernation. He got one fang in me, got me a ride to a helicopter to Tucson Medical Center. It cost me about 25 grand.
Did he actually put poison into you?
Yes, sir, he did. I swelled up to the elbow like a watermelon.
Oh.
I was back home the next day, though.
The snakes here, you know, you said that the green was a little bit more aggressive, but to me, when people see a snake, what's probably the best, you know, number one, if you see him at a distance, what's the best anecdote?
Just walk away, walk around him.
Okay, all right. And number two, if you happen to step over something or into something and you hear that telltale buzz.
If you get that close to a snake, if you're within striking distance, you should just stop. Don't move. Absolutely don't move. A snake doesn't focus like you and I and doesn't see colors. He sees shadows and shapes. He operates on the pits, these heat pits, and the smell. His tongue picks up microorganisms out of the air, adrenaline, and he operates on that. If you don't move, he doesn't know where you are.
You were saying something that adrenaline is the tip-off to the snake.
Your adrenaline comes out of your pores 50 times faster than you can begin to sweat from fear, and the snake picks up on that. That's how he spots a mouse 50, 65 feet upwind, is the adrenaline of that hyper animal.
So if I just have the good enough sense and the wherewithal to stop, you're telling me I'm increasing my chances that I'm not going to get bit, correct?
That's what I would do, absolutely.
But obviously, if you're in that situation where now I've stepped on him or I really ticked him off somehow.
Well, if you've already stepped on him and he can't get to you to bite you, if you have your shotgun or stick or something, you know, to pin his head until you can get away from him,
okay,
then you'll be okay. But otherwise, well, standing on him, that's a real problem.
You mean you've gone ahead and ticked him off anyway,
Yes,
huh?
sir. He's going to bite at something.
Let's talk a little bit about boots and snake protection. You were telling me, and Rocky has on their part of their advertising literature on these boots, that 90% of the snakes, where they actually strike, is not going to be way up here in my thigh or even up in my calf area necessarily, correct?
That's correct.
Where do they normally strike?
An animal like that, they hit straight ahead. They don't try and climb.
So this idea when you see these pictures of the snake jumping up, you know, like in the cartoons and you know,
that's Hollywood.
The miss, raw. Okay, not it.
That's not reality. I've been bit many times with boots and without boots. Several dry bites. A snake doesn't want to waste his venom. So if he does hit you in this area, odds are he's not even going to envenomate you. But he's only going to hit you ahead of where he sees the movement. You know, he can't really separate this from a rabbit. So he's going to try and hit what he sees moving right straight ahead of him.
So 90% of, and what they're saying is indeed true, that it's really almost like from your shin or your ankle downwards.
Exactly. I've been bit had one bite at me several times over 6 feet, and they were in this area.
So the idea of getting way up into here, unrealistic.
Unrealistic.
Okay, I've showed you these boots. Let's talk a little bit about them. These have got a a miracle type Kevlar base on them. They've got a good cover on them. What do you think? Would you feel comfortable wearing them, looking at just the protection level?
Yeah, I'd try them.
You would.
I would.
The toes are reinforced, but they're not steel. And you notice it seems to have pretty good flex. I mean, we've been, Kathy and I have each been wearing pairs out here for the last 2.5, 3 days. And I got to tell you, they almost feel like bedroom slippers. They're great big fluffy type things. They're not, as you can feel, they're not heavy.
No, they're
they
not
don't have
heavy.
a lot of weight to them.
They do feel comfortable. I would like to try them.
And good. Well, that's the kind of endorsement I'm looking for. On the back side, folks, you've got the bend area where you're going to compress your heel and across your Achilles tendon, able to walk on them. But the level of protection goes all the way up. Let's recap, and as we wrap this up, number one, we know that the snakes are here. But,
yes.
But they were here first, weren't they?
That's true.
Okay, so you're the interloper by coming out here and playing in their backyard.
That's the fact.
Number two, if you see one.
Walk away or walk around.
Number three, if you're getting close enough that, you hear a buzz or...
If you don't have protection, I'd stand perfectly still until he gets nervous enough, he'll crawl away.
He'll leave you. He
Absolutely.
won't stand there and take you on.
He's not comfortable with the situation, he'll leave.
Okay, all right. And then number three or number four, as the absolute last resort, hey, this is cheap insurance policy. These are not expensive boots. They're well made. They come in a variety of different sizes, all the way from very small to those with great big clod hoppers. This is something that I think you really may want to take a look at, especially if you're going to do much desert hunting. After all, as he said, it's probably cheaper to go buy a pair of boots like that. And again, take a chance that 90% of the bites are going to be from here or below than it is to pay $25,000 and enjoy a helicopter ride, isn't it?
I didn't see much of the ride.
I'll bet you didn't. Rick, thanks for taking the time to talk
My
to
pleasure,
us, and
sir.
I appreciate all of your expertise. Now, folks, let me tell you, more information about this. These are waterproof boots all the way up to the top. You're going to be able to, like Kathy has done, go step in the mud and still keep your feet dry. But the main purpose, of course, is watch where you're stepping, number one. Number two, if you happen to get yourself in a bad situation, know that you got the best with the Rocky brand boots. Go check them out online at their website. Tell them you saw it here on Rocky Mountain Television. Thanks for joining us, everybody, on this edition of Gear Talk. I'm Andy Lightbody.